At 60 and beyond, 10 things every woman should try, at least once, to truly live for herself. For many years, you may have lived for others, for your children, your partner, your family, your job, or even for the expectations society placed on you. You put others first, set aside your own dreams, and perhaps even forgot what you once longed for. But now, having reached your 60s, a time many consider the sunset years, you have every right to put yourself back at the center of your life. Not to rebel, not to chase youth, but to truly live, to live authentically, for you. If you're wondering, where do I begin? Start here. These are 10 meaningful things that every woman over 60 should try at least once. Not for anyone else, but to rediscover how beautiful and alive life still is. 1. Travel alone. To listen to your own heart. You don't have to go far or spend a fortune. A quiet countryside retreat or a few days in a nearby city can be enough. Try stepping outside your comfort zone. No rigid plans, no one to please. Just you and freedom. That journey won't just help you explore the outside world, it will help you rediscover your inner world. 2. Wear what you love. Regardless of age appropriateness. Every woman, at every age, has the right to feel beautiful in her own way. Don't stick to dull colors just because they're age appropriate. Wear what makes you feel alive. A colorful scarf, a flowing dress, bold earrings, a statement coat. Don't dress to hide. Dress to express who you are, elegant, experienced, and full of life. 3. Have a portrait taken, to celebrate the beauty of time. You don't need heavy makeup or filters, just you, your eyes, your smile, your wrinkles, all telling the story of a life rich in love and experience. This isn't just about looking good, it's about honoring the woman you've become. 4. Learn something completely new. Because you still can take a painting class, learn to play an instrument, explore a new language, try out social media, or master baking. Not to prove anything, not to compete, but simply to open your mind and your heart. You'll be surprised how much joy learning can still bring, because curiosity knows no age. 5. Meditate, or simply sit in silence and breathe. You've spent decades rushing, caring, worrying. Now it's time to slow down, sit still, and breathe with intention. Meditation doesn't require complex philosophy, just your presence. A few minutes each day of peaceful stillness can soothe your mind and nourish your soul. 6. Write a letter to your 30-year-old self. Tell her what you've learned, what you wish she knew, what she can let go of. Thank her for being strong. Forgive her for the mistakes. Remind her of her worth. You might cry, not out of regret, but out of compassion for the woman you've become. 7. Dance. Even if it's alone in your living room. Music has a way of awakening joy within us. Put on a song, salsa, waltz, jazz, or just something that makes you sway. And let your body move freely. Let yourself feel alive again, because your body still knows how to celebrate life. 8. Declutter, physically and emotionally. Let go of clothes you don't wear, items you no longer use, or memories that weigh you down. Let go of old pain, toxic relationships, or limiting beliefs. Decluttering isn't just about space. It's about making room for the new, for peace, for lightness. 9. Do something you once feared, speak up. Tell someone how you truly feel. Revisit a dream you gave up on. You've lived long enough to know, fear doesn't disappear, but you can walk through it anyway. And what's waiting on the other side? Freedom. 10. Fall in love again. With someone or with yourself. Love has no expiration date. At 60, love can be gentle, wise, calm, and still wildly beautiful. You may fall in love with a person, or you may finally fall deeply in love with yourself, caring for your body, forgiving your heart, and embracing your whole being. Final words. You don't need to do all 10 at once. Just choose one and start today. 60 is not the end. It's the beginning of something richer, deeper, more meaningful. This is your time to shine. Not because you're chasing youth, but because you finally know what truly matters. You deserve a life that feels full. Not because you're still young, but because you're wise enough to know that time is precious, and you're worth every minute of it. Part 2. It's never too late. Let yourself shine. If Part 1 reminded you that you deserve to live for yourself, then this part is a gentle invitation. Reignite the belief in your own light, and give yourself permission to shine. Your 60s are not the end of the road. They're the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with freedom, wisdom, and quiet courage. The courage to slow down, to listen deeply, and to live not because you should, but because you choose to. Here are some little things to try, not to prove anything to the world, but to simply feel yourself again, kind, resilient, and beautifully alive. 1. Spend an afternoon with no purpose, and truly be present. Try an unstructured afternoon. Sit in your favorite cafe, read an old book, or just watch the rain through the window. When you stop rushing to do the next thing, you realize joy is already here, in the now. 2. Call an old friend, someone you used to be close to. There were people who once mattered deeply. Time passed, life changed, you drifted. Pick up the phone and say, "I was thinking of you." That moment may reconnect a beautiful bond, or simply leave your heart feeling warm and real again. 3. Do something silly. Joy needs no justification. Ride a bus to nowhere, sing loudly in the shower, stay in your pajamas all day. You've followed rules long enough. Now, the best thing is, you don't need a reason to smile, just permission. 4. Keep a gratitude journal. Not to vent, but to appreciate. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. A warm meal, a ray of sunshine, your own laughter. When you start seeing the little blessings, you'll know life has always been quietly kind. 5. Create. Not to be good, but just because paint. Doodle, knit, grow plants, craft something. It doesn't have to be perfect, or even pretty. As long as your hands are moving and your spirit is flowing, you are healing. Creativity is therapy. Let it be yours. 6. Treat yourself to a small luxury. A lovely meal, a skincare product you always hesitated to buy, a night in a cozy hotel, just for you. Don't wait for someone to gift it. Don't wait for a special occasion. Just remember, you deserve good things, even if no one says so. 7. Do a kind thing, quietly, without expectation. Help someone. Donate. Write a kind message to someone you haven't spoken to in years. Kindness doesn't need to be loud. It's enough to quietly warm your own heart. Final whisper. You are still blooming. Don't let anyone say your time has passed. You don't have to be younger, prettier, or busier to live a full life. You only need to come back to yourself and remember, you are still blooming. Gently, deeply, and gloriously. Try at least one thing, because the rest of your springtime is waiting for you. Fall in love with yourself again, a journey back to the heart. 1. Forgive yourself. To walk forward lightly. We often forgive others more easily than we forgive ourselves. The poor choices, the harsh words, the paths not taken. Don't let them live inside you one more day. You did your best with what you knew, and that is worthy of grace. Place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and softly whisper, "I forgive myself. I am worthy of love, even with all my scars." 2. Care for your body, not to look good, but to say thank you. Your body, with its wrinkles and softness, is a living miracle. These legs have carried you far. These hands have held children, cooked meals, done work, given love. That heart, still beating, still loyal. Care for your body not out of fear of aging, but as an act of deep gratitude. A gentle massage, a slow hair brushing, a long hug with your reflection. This is how you love the home that holds your soul. 3. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. That is your deepest strength. You don't have to be strong all the time. If today feels heavy, rest. If tears come, let them. Your softness is not weakness. It is your quiet power. And in your most vulnerable moments, your truest strength is revealed. 4. Thank yourself, the one who never gave up. You have lived through storms, loss, sacrifice, and uncertainty. And still, you are here, breathing, hoping, choosing to live better each day. That is not small. That is deeply, profoundly brave. You don't need a medal to validate your worth. All you need is to look in the mirror and say, I am proud of me, and mean it. Final words. The deepest love is the one you give yourself. You've loved so many people in your lifetime. Children, partners, friends. But perhaps the one you've forgotten to love the most is yourself. Now is the time to return. To love yourself. Not to become perfect, but to become peaceful. Not because you're getting older, but because you're wise enough to know you are worthy just as you are. Part 4. Living life your way. When you finally become the author of your story. At some point in life, we realize life doesn't wait for anyone, and no one else gets to write the next chapter of our story, unless we let them. If the earlier parts of your life were about duty, expectations, and making others happy, then now is the time to finally begin living life your way, with presence, clarity, and joy. This isn't rebellion. It's a mature freedom, the kind that grows from deep roots and self-acceptance. 1. Ask yourself, how do I truly want to live? Maybe for the first time in years, you ask, if I didn't have to please anyone, what would I do with my time? This question is not easy, but it's never too late to answer it. Write down what moves you, what makes your heart skip, what you dreamed of but put aside. Dancing, solo travel, learning to meditate, living closer to nature, whatever makes you feel alive again. That's your direction. 2. Let go of what no longer feels like you. Your 60s are a time to declutter not just your home, but your inner life. Toxic relationships, outdated routines, styles and roles you've outgrown. Change is not betrayal. It's a brave act of choosing yourself again. 3. Meet the new you and love her deeply. You're not the woman you were 10 or 20 years ago, and that's something to celebrate. You know your limits. You know your strengths. You understand peace more than ever. So why not explore new styles? Try a different look. Start a blog. Take up painting. Not to prove anything, just because you can. And because reinvention is your right. 4. Write a new chapter, in the language of freedom. No one gets to decide what a woman over 60 should be. You can be single, or fall in love again. You can live slowly, or be wildly busy. You can wear bright red, or stay minimal. What matters is, I choose this because it feels like me. This is not the life you were given. This is the life you are creating. 5. Freedom isn't selfish. It's self-respect. Sometimes women feel guilty when they start living for themselves. Am I being selfish? Have I abandoned duty? No. Loving yourself is never selfish. It's how you refill your own cup, so you can pour from it with true joy and calm. Final whisper. Don't wait for permission. Begin today. You don't need another sign. You don't need anyone's approval. All you need is one decision. To choose yourself. And when you do, life becomes a canvas again. A story waiting for you to write, in your own voice, on your own terms. Make every day a gift, the art of living slowly, deeply, and authentically. 1. Slow down, to see what truly matters. Modern life teaches us to rush, but turning 60 gives you a rare privilege, to move slower, and see more. When you stop running, you start noticing. The sunlight through the window is soft and golden. Bird song in the morning can soothe the soul better than music. A simple conversation with a loved one can warm your whole day. Living slowly isn't living less. It's living more deeply. 2. Live deeply, to reconnect with yourself. So much of life is spent away from ourselves. Now you have the time and the wisdom to ask, what does my heart really need right now? Living deeply means writing a few thoughts each morning, listening to your own breath, allowing every emotion to come: joy, grief, peace, without shame. I don't need more to feel fulfilled. I just need to be fully present with what I already have. 3. Live authentically. There are no roles left to play. In youth, we play roles: the good mother, the ideal wife, the hardworking woman. But now, you're free to just be you. Gentle, joyful, unapologetically real. Living authentically means saying no when it matters, choosing what makes you happy, even if no one else understands, laughing loudly, crying freely, loving again, or simply being alone and content. You don't need to be perfect, just real. 4. Make every day a gift through gratitude. Instead of waiting for holidays or milestones, why not make today the special occasion? Start your morning with a thank you. Eat with intention and joy. Look at your loved ones as if today is your last day together. When you live slowly, deeply, and truthfully, life itself becomes a sacred gift. Final words. You can live beautifully at any age, as long as you live authentically. You don't have to do anything grand. You just have to wake up, feel peace in your heart, and know, today, I lived in truth with myself. And when you live like that, your inner world becomes a garden, blooming quietly, but beautifully. Reconnecting with old dreams, because it's never too late to begin again. 1. Dreams aren't silly if they once lit up your soul. People say dreams are for the young, but the truth is, only after life's twists and turns do dreams gain deep, lasting roots. When we're young, we dream with excitement, but when we're older, we dream with wisdom, and that makes them more powerful. No dream is too small or too late, only a heart that forgets how to believe. 2. Allow yourself to start exactly where you are. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need expertise. You just need the courage to say, I'm ready to try, for me. Relearn that language you loved as a teen. Start writing your memoir. Launch a YouTube channel about life after 60. Join a painting class. Take a solo trip. Dance again. Starting isn't about achieving greatness. It's about feeling alive again. 3. When you live your dreams, you inspire the world. The beauty isn't in the result. It's in the bravery of trying, believing, and living fully. A woman over 60 starting ballet, composing music, or opening her own shop is the definition of true inspiration. You remind others, especially your peers, that it's never too late. You become a light they didn't know they needed. 4. A dream reawakened is a gift you give yourself. We never know how many days we have left. That's why each day deserves to be lived for what you love. Even if you don't finish everything, you took the first step, spoke the dream aloud, believed that any age can be a new beginning. And that is enough. Final words. 60 plus is not an ending. It's an ellipsis for something new. You don't have to rewind time. You just have to return to yourself, where the dream has always been waiting, and whisper, let's begin again, slowly, but truly, becoming your own best friend, the inner healing journey of late life. 1. Look back, not with regret, but with compassion. You've walked through decades of love, loss, joy, and pain. Every chapter made you who you are now. Being your own friend means not blaming yourself for the past, not comparing your path to others, saying, I did my best, I deserve kindness from myself. 2. A good friend doesn't judge, and you shouldn't judge yourself. Speak kindly to yourself, comfort yourself in quiet moments, celebrate the little things, even a well-brewed cup of tea. Treat yourself the way you'd treat a dear friend, with patience, warmth, and grace. 3. Alone. Time isn't lonely. It's coming home. Solitude can be healing, not empty. Write a journal by the window, listen to nostalgic music and revisit sweet memories. Look in the mirror and say, "Thank you for surviving it all." When you feel safe in your own company, you stop needing the world to fill your silence, because you are already whole. 4. Inner love is quiet, but powerful self-love becomes the home you return to, the armor against harsh words, the strength to live deeply, even when the world feels uncertain. When you love yourself, you don't need validation. You become your own light. 5. Final words. Peace comes when you sit down and hold your own hand. You don't have to be more to be worthy. You don't have to prove anything. You just need to be fully, gently, and gratefully you. And when you do, 60 plus becomes not an ending but a beginning, for a life lived deeply, truly, and tenderly with yourself. Part 8. Final chapter. Leaving your own mark. Living fully in every remaining day. 1. Every woman is a story worth remembering. You've played many roles: daughter, wife, mother, friend. But now, you get to be something even more powerful. A woman who lives for herself and leaves a mark through presence, not perfection. Your mark doesn't have to be grand. It can be in your smile, your warmth, the way you care for the little things. 2. Live slowly, live deeply, so that every day counts. At 60 plus, you no longer rush. You choose how to spend your time. Brew tea and savor it slowly. Write a note of gratitude. Call an old friend. Read, learn, or simply breathe deeply. These moments, though quiet, are powerful. You are no longer just living. You are living consciously. 3. Pass on values, not by teaching, but by being younger. Generations may not always listen to your advice, but they'll notice how you live, how you stay joyful despite age, how you remain strong despite solitude, how you love yourself and others. Your true legacy is not in what you leave behind, but in the inspiration you radiate. That is your most beautiful imprint. 4. The end is not the end, but the moment you truly begin. You don't need a big stage to make your life meaningful. You just need to show up with your full heart. And remember, you are not fading. You are blooming. Final note. Thank you for being the brave, gentle woman that you are. Thank you for walking through this journey. We hope you feel inspired, not to become someone else, but to come home to yourself. Live every day like a quiet masterpiece. Love yourself like you are the most cherished person on earth, because you are. And never forget, it's never too late to live beautifully, in your own way.